Hello everyone, and it's really exciting. We are almost ready to reopen, so we're going to be reopening on the 14th. So not the 12th, but the 14th. So it's just basically because going forward, we're going to have Mondays and Tuesdays closed. So we just thought we might as well just start with that now. But without further ado, I'll just give you a quick tour of what I've been doing since it's been closed, basically. Just trying to keep the shop looking nice and ready for you guys, so when you want to come in and really enjoy the space again. So it's all going to be about social gaming. We're the real multiplayer game here. So it's all about getting to meet new people, socialising and having loads of fun. So yeah, let's have a quick look, and I'll just move some stuff around. But at the moment, so here's our first cabinet that I've been working on. So this is Kings of War Armada. So if you don't know about Kings of War Armada, it is a fantasy battle game at sea. You can also use human boats as well. So if you've got any models from Black Seas, the Warlord games game set, you can use that. You can use those in that game system as well. But it's loads of fun. The models are fantastic. I've got a dwarf fleet, which is in the cabinet right now. So if you want to talk about that, you want to learn more about that, come in, we'll have a talk about it and get you started, basically. Next down here is Aliens. Always a glorious day in the core. Another one of my favourites. So best way to describe it really is Space Hulk, but with aliens. So it's the game most of us nerds have wanted since we saw Space Hulk, and wanted to get hold of something like that with aliens in it we all love aliens. So it's a really good game. It's compact as well. So if you see the box there, you know, it doesn't take up a huge amount of space. All the models fit back into the box, easy storage. Next one down here is Test of Honor. So the really nice thing has been recently is I just got to paint loads of stuff that I really like. Test of Honor being one of those. Again, it's a skirmish game, but it's set within sort of medieval feudal Japan. But it's got the sort of samurai cinema feel to it as well. So it's not really historically accurate, but you can obviously make it historically accurate if you want. But it's a skirmish version game. So again, doesn't take up a huge amount of space and is just loads of fun. The models look fantastic, and there's so much fun to paint. So if you're a real hobbyist and you really enjoy the painting and you want to challenge yourself with some really intricate designs and stuff, go for some Test of Honor stuff. That's going to do you all sorts of favours. And then lastly, in this cabinet, we have Zombicide. So for those of you who don't know Zombicide, it is a zombie survival board game. There's loads of different flavours of Zombicide out there. We have 3 different types of Zombicide in at the moment. So you've got some in a fantasy setting, some in a modern setting, and there are some in the sort of sci-fi setting as well, but we're out of stock of those at the moment. But really good fun game. Again, everything fits back in the box. It's all got a space in there, so you can store it away nice and easily. And it's got loads of replay value. You will be playing Zombicide for years and years and years. There's so many missions. There's so many opportunities to try new things. The maps themselves are modular, so you can just fit them all together really, really easily. So that's the first cabinet. So then we're going to go around on the walls here. So what you can see, loads of new stock. So I've been working really hard on just trying to make sure we've got a load of selections for people to pick from when they actually come into the shop, and you've got loads to browse and have a look at. So one of the things I really wanted to try and do is, with all these skirmish games coming out, I wanted to give you guys a nice cheap option to just grab a box and be like, right, I want to play this game. And the nice thing is, a lot of these games, we can get hold of the rules for free with PDFs and things like that. So all you will need is to pick up a box. So for example, with the upcoming not aliens, but Stargrave and things like that, you might need to get the rules, but then you just need to pick up a box of these guys and you can play your friends and you're there, you know. And the social element of these games is fantastic, because although they're smaller, you can spend loads of time talking with your friends about how you're going to create your new war bands, how you're going to make your new captain, you know, all of these sort of things. And if you don't want to do it in a sci-fi setting, we've got Frostgrave. So I was very, very lucky to speak to Joseph McCulloch, who wrote Frostgrave. So if you haven't checked that in the podcast, make sure you check it out, because he was a really, really nice guy. And if you want to create your own story and build up your own little warband and your own wizards with their own story to tell, Frostgrave is the way to do it. Really a great one for the narrative gamer. It's great if you want to play cooperatively with your friend, but also if you want to play against your friends as well. It's really got so much flexibility in there that for 20 quid, 25 quid for a box of guys, that's more than enough than what you need, and you will just be playing that forever. It is great. So with that in mind, there's loads of these sort of alternate games. So maybe you want to do some hobbits, maybe you want to do some dwarves, and then we've got some Armada there. So there's new fleets coming out all the time, and we're going to be looking at getting more fleets for Armada, because that is going to be something that this shop is all over, because my dwarves, they need to get set to sail. So we're going to be all over that. Then we've got Kings of War. Now, another one, which is going to be a really big one for this shop, I think, because if you like fantasy battles with mass blocks of infantry, or if you've got an old fantasy army that you want to use in a game that's supported and it's got new supplements and things coming out, Kings of War is your way to go. Now, I don't mind telling you, when Kings of War first came around, I was a little bit skeptical. I was introduced to it. The rule set is fantastically easy to learn. Fantastically easy to learn. If I can do it, you guys could learn it. Brilliant game. And again, loads of opportunity to be social and to really sort of get involved, because the nice thing with Kings of War is you can base up your army normally if you want, so every guy on individual basis, and then rank them up on movement trays. You can absolutely do that. Or you can multi-base them. And multi-basing them, you basically create a little diorama for each unit. So each unit has its own little story to tell. It's a real hobby project. So if you really want to get your hands dirty and just create something completely unique and put your own stamp on it, Kings of War is a fantastic way to do that. Your army can be uniquely yours, and it's something that any hobbyist should at least give a go, because I think it's great. Really, really worth a go, that one. And then as we go further on, we have some D&D and some mystery boxes here. So these Icons of the Realms up there, Icons of the Realms, they're mystery boxes. You don't know what you're getting, but they're pre-painted miniatures in there. So if you're looking for, the next couple of monsters for your D&D adventure or something like that, and you want to take a punt, they're a really cheap price point. Go for it. You jump in, you open them up, you get 5 models in each one. So 5 models, you can put them down. You've got something to illustrate your models. And then if you want to get started in D&D, we've got the D&D start set up there, but we've also got D&D, Adventure Begins, which I'm out of stock at the moment, but I will be getting more in. D&D Adventure Begins is a fantastic game to introduce children to the idea of D&D, and it's done in a slightly more structured way to introduce kids to D&D, while at the same time giving them the flexibility to learn, oh, actually, I can just do what I want, which is great. And that's what D&D, for me, is a real, the real beauty of it. So, again, well worth checking out. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire. Now, this one is another one that is one of my personal favourites. It's slightly different as far as rank and flank games go, because all your models are on a movement tray, and they're on. There's, say, like you might have a unit of cavalry. It's got 4 models on the movement tray, and they move on that movement tray. As you take wounds, you take those models off. But the real great thing with Game of Thrones is always, if anyone's watched the series, it's all about the intrigue, and it's about double-crossing people and, stabbing people in the back and all this sort of thing. There is an off-the-board element of Game of Thrones which really plays into that. So you've got a huge amount of tactics, and it's a real sort of strategic... It can be. If you're a gamer like me who isn't that great at that sort of thing, it's a strategic nightmare. Okay, next we've got the Games Workshop stuff. So anyone who does any sort of modelling, gaming, tabletop wargaming, you're going to know about Games Workshop. So for those of you who don't, you've got Warhammer, and Warhammer is the most popular tabletop war game. Loads of people play it. Huge models, great ranges, sci-fi and fantasy. You've got loads to pick from. In the shop, these are just some of the things that we have. We can always order stuff in as well. So if you see stuff that's on the Games Workshop website, or if you see stuff that other people talking about and you just not sure whether or not I can get it in, if it's Games Workshop, I can get it in. So just let me know. I can always order it in for you, and always a little bit cheaper than Games Workshop. So always worth double checking with me, see what I can get in or not. But without further ado, let's have a quick look. So there we go. As you can probably see, we've got Shadow and Pain, we've got the Beast Claw Raiders. Now these guys here, these boxes here, are really good if you're looking to get started with a different army, or if you're looking to bolster an army that you've already got. Really good value boxes, you get a ton of models in the box and loads to choose from, so loads of the different armies and things there. So one of the other things I'd like to say as well is in the future, hopefully when the restrictions start to lift, we're going to start doing more of the different gaming events and things, which would include things like Kings of War and Warhammer as well, in addition to some painting and building tutorials. So if you don't know where to start, you don't know what you're doing, doesn't matter, I'm more than happy to go through it with you and get you started so you're really getting the most out of your hobby. All right, and next on from there, moving a little bit further on, you can see here that we have various books, army books and things like that. If you know what your army book, if you know what I mean by army book, then you don't need me to explain anymore. But for those of you that don't know, that has all your information in there for your various armies and your sort of stats and things like that. And then we just got a huge selection of Games Workshop stuff. This is constantly being restocked. So every week, Wednesday or Thursday, I get a delivery of Games Workshop stuff. So if you can't see what you want on one of these racks, doesn't matter. I can order it in. It will be with us the next week, unless there's a delay with the stock in general. In that case, you're probably not going to get it from anywhere else anyway. So yeah, if you can't see it here, let me know. I'll get it in for you in the next week. And then we go over to the books. So again, this is just a selection of different rule books, different campaign books. We've even got some D&D down the bottom here as well. So well worth checking out this little book rack here. And also for the reader, so if you're looking for like different gifts and things, we've got like little bookmarks as well. So these are themed bookmarks that actually go with this book here. So if you're looking for something like that, something a little bit special, you're looking to get the hobbyist in your life, something a little bit special, then that's the one for you there. So far so good. We have got loads of stuff to get excited about for next week. But here's the biggie. Right. Kersey, the latest release came out this Saturday just gone. I have 2 boxes of this available in the shop for Wednesday. So the only way people are going to be able to get hold of this is by popping into the shop and picking it up there. So if you want to know if I've got any in stock, give us a call. I can let you know. But because this is so sought after at the moment, I'm not going to be able to reserve it for you unless I know you're definitely coming down, because I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to come down on the day to pick it up. So on Wednesday, if you want it, let me know. And if you're definitely coming down, we can sort it out for you. Unless obviously someone else comes in first, then they'll get it. And then just the last couple of bits I wanted to highlight. So if Star Wars is your thing, we've also got you covered for that. So here we go. So we got some X-Wing. So space battles, you've got your great ships. Now this stuff's interesting because it is all pre-painted already. So you just straight out of the box, you can just start playing. So if painting is not your thing, not a problem. There you go. You've got your ships, they're ready to go. And there's loads of expansions for that. So we're actually looking to expand the range of that. And we do have a gaming group already dedicated to X-Wing who are more than happy to put on some demo games and stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, do let us know so we can sort of work out the best dates to get some sort of demo game sorted as and when we can. And then in addition to that, we also have, where are we? Let's get the camera sorted. Star Wars Legion. Now, Star Wars Legion is a tabletop skirmish game, well, war game, with the Star Wars figures. So you want an army of Wookiees? There we go. There's your Wookiees right there. Do you want an army of Mandalorians? Bang. We got you sorted. Or you want to be an Imperial? Look at that. We'll do that. So loads to pick from. Pretty much all of the Star Wars range. So any sort of Star Wars characters you can think of, you can have them represented on the tabletop. So if Star Wars is your bag, there they are. Though Star Wars Legion you need to paint, X-Wing's already painted. So they're all there ready for you to go. Or if you want to paint them and you want to paint them in your own way, got you sorted. But again, with any of this stuff, what we do at the Grumpy Pony, it's about being social and it's about learning what the hobby is all about and getting the most out of your hobby. So if you're unsure about anything, I am here to ask. So I'm here to help. And if you've got any questions, I can try and help you the best I can. At the moment, obviously, we're restricted with what I can show you and what I can physically sort of do for you. But when I can do painting tutorials and things like that, those will be coming back and I'll be able to explain a bit more about how things work. But more than happy to go through and answer any questions you might have. When it comes to like rules and things like that, best thing to do a little bit of reading up online, and I will try my best. But with so many different games, it's near impossible for me to be 100% right on rules all the time. So, but don't get too hung up on that. But we can sort that out later. It's all about learning these games in small bits as you go. For the hobbyist out there, so we have a big rack full of paints. Now, again, this gets restocked every week. So as you can see, even with it being restocked every week, it still needs restocking. There's still paints missing, but we do restock it every week. So if something's not there when you pop in, it will be there the next week, guaranteed. But we've got the full range of Games Workshop paints there. We also have some additionals. So these ones here are the ones that you might see on the Games Workshop website, but you don't necessarily see them in the Games Workshop stores. So we do have them as well. Like I was saying before, we stock it all. So make sure, just check with me, I can get them in. And again, we do them cheaper than Games Workshop. So that is always worth thinking about. So you're always saving a couple of quid when you shop at the Pony. Right, and then some of my favourite stuff here. This is the Army Painter stuff. So if you're looking for something to make your bases a little bit more interesting, or you want to try sort of making a diorama, or you want to just bring a little bit more to your hobby, Army Painter's the way to do it. So if you have a look here, so what we've got, different tufts, different tools. This stuff's great. This stuff here is absolutely great for making your super glue stick quicker. So you just spray it on there, stick straight away. Some tweezers, so you're not getting your fingers all messed up. Green stuff, Army Painter brushes. Again, Army Painter brushes, we periodically restock these, so we're always getting more of these in. These are really popular brushes, really, really nice, and they last really long. If you look after them well, they will last very, very long time. Hobby toolkits, really nice gift ideas, these ones. Wet palettes, hydro pads. So for a little bit more, if you're a bit more advanced and you're looking to sort of improve on your painting a little bit, hydro pads definitely the way to go. Wet palettes definitely the way to go. Tape measure, because pretty much all the games use tape measures. You're normally measuring in inches, maybe measurements change every year, but tape measure you'll use in pretty much every game. And then so that's in your paints and things like that. And then we're moving over here. So here is something a little bit different. So if you're not really a builder, painter, that sort of thing, then we've got card games, we've got board games. So we've got things like Small World of Warcraft, Bloodborne, Poetry for the Neanderthals. Now, my nieces and nephews love this one. They absolutely love that. I've not played that one though, but I have played Unstable Unicorns. So I have a copy of Unstable Unicorns myself with the Not Safe for Work expansion. So that's for the grown-ups. So you big kids out there, use that one. Absolutely hilarious game, really good fun. And again, Exploding Kittens. Now that is hugely popular, Exploding Kittens. And what with everyone getting up and meeting again, some party expansions there. People are going to absolutely love it. It's going to be loads of fun. And Exploding Kittens is a game you can pick up and play super quickly. You meet guys up, tell them how to play it in about 10 minutes, done. And you'll be spending the whole night playing it. It is great fun. Definitely worth a go. For you who like something a bit more chaotic, how about some Throw Burrito? So again, this is made by the same people that make Exploding Kittens. Probably not going to be playing that in the shop because I can't have people throwing stuff around. But when you're at home, or if you're out in the garden and you want to have a game that you can play together, Throw Burrito is your game. Then the absolute classic Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride and some of the other classic board games, like Games Workshop, I can order all this stuff in. So if there's a particular game you're looking for and you don't mind waiting, sometimes it can be a little bit of a wait depending on the stock. But if you don't mind waiting, I can order this all in for you. So never a problem. Just let me know. I can order it in for you, and it's a really quick process. And you'll always be kept you've always been kept up to date with where your order is, what's going on, and you can always contact me directly. So when, unlike other places, if you email the Grumpy Pony, you'll be speaking to me, and I'll know exactly what's going on with your order pretty quick. So I'll be able to go through with it, and I'm always happy to go with what you guys as part of the Grumpy Pony community. It's always I'm always more interested in what you guys want than what I want. It's actually what you want. So you let me know, I'll get it in. And then lastly, what we have here is a huge selection of roleplay dice. You've got game-specific dice. So there we go. For Kings of War Armada, these are my favourites. So you've got some RPG dice, but the Cthulhu theme. And anyone who knows me, love me some HP Lovecraft. So some Cthulhu dice are absolutely awesome. If you've got some bolt action you need some dice for, we've got them. Then we've got some different D10s. We've got some fancier D6s, some Test of Honor dice. So if you see that, if you need specific dice for a specific game, we have them. And we also get some special limited dice. So for example, these ones here, once they're gone, they're gone. I won't be able to get any more of those, but we do get them in. So if you're looking for something special that Games Workshop were doing, or if there's a special release, we can get them. So always ask. We're more than happy to help and more than happy to get them in. But I really hope you've enjoyed my quick tour of the Grumpy Pony while I'm getting everything ready for next week. The last thing I've got to say is thanks everyone so much for the support we've had throughout the lockdowns and things like that. I just am looking forward to catching up with everyone, seeing how all your hobby's been. I can't wait till all the game tables become available again. Once they are, we're going to be going great guns here. The community has actually been growing throughout lockdown, and we were growing quite steadily before, but we actually gained members throughout lockdown. So I really look forward to the days when we can do the late night hobby again, and have an absolute shop full of people. Obviously, it's going to take some time. We're just going to have to be patient, but keep supporting your local hobby shops. I personally want to be doing more with the shop. I want to be pushing our name out further and, really making this place something that our hobby community can be proud of. So if people want to start clubs, I'm more than happy to talk to people about hosting the clubs here, giving you guys a central point where you can all meet. We are, like I say, this place is about social gaming. Those sort of things, I'm more than happy to try and support you in realistic ways. So if you've got anything like that you want to get involved with, do let me know. Like I say, we've got the gaming group for the X-Wing guys that I'm more than happy to support, if you want to do that. If you want to put on sort of intro games to into your particular club, let me know. We can always sort out something there. Or if you just want to come down and play, it's £5 per player. There are time limits at the moment, just so I can make sure we're getting enough people in and out. But that is subject to change at the moment, so it's always worth checking. But with all that in mind, thank you all so much for just taking the time to watch this quick video. Well, I say quick, it's going to be almost 40 minutes long. But watching this tour of the Grumpy Pony Hobby Shop, it's been an absolute pleasure. And it's just, let's get open, let's get social, let's enjoy the true multiplayer game this is with our friends, and let's get meeting some new friends out of lockdown. So thank you again, everyone, for taking the time to watch this video. I'm going to get my beardy face off of this camera now. So that is enough from me. Have a great one, everyone. I will see you next week.